right, everybody, we are back with a brand new Wellness and Weight Loss Wednesday, helping you transform your body without losing your health in the process. So many of these fad diets, of course, do exactly that. They might help you get the results you're looking for, but they simply harm your health in the long run, and that's not what I want for you. So the nice thing is you can have the best of both worlds. You can get even healthier and transform your body, creating any type of physique you are looking for. Of course, let's do it healthily. Let's do it, in a smart way. That's what we're calling today's show, Smart Snacking, what to consume between meals to still lose weight. Let's dive in though. I've got 4 different categories essentially, but I'm going to kind of meld them together for what works for you. The first thing is this. First and foremost, let's talk about the eating structure. Most people do really well with about a 14-hour intermittent fast. I know you've heard 16 hours before, you've heard 12 hours before. 12 hours initiates an intermittent fast. That's pretty straightforward. 6 at night to 6 in the morning, 7 at night to 7 in the morning. That works. That's your starting spot. I'll just cut to the chase. I've got a whole group of podcasts, about 100 just on intermittent fasting, that will teach you everything that you want to know about that, probably more and more so for free at stephencabral.com/IF. And that'll take you right there. But here's the thing. Most people do really well stopping eating 3 to 4 hours before bed, which ends up being around 6 o'clock. And then they start eating again around 8 in the morning. I've done this now for over 25 years in my practice. And I'll share with you this. It works for me. It works for my clients. And I don't like to just do things and recommend that work for me. I do things that I see work based on the science, but also like the real world over and over and over. Most people can stop eating about 6 at night. Like with family obligations, those things, sometimes it has to be a later meal. I get it. But when their day starts around 8 or so in the morning, they're out the door, they're going whatever, they can bring their breakfast smoothie or whatever they want with them. 14 hours seems to work really well. And that helps negate a lot of that cortisol-based spike in the morning from stress. So they're not running on fumes. Okay. So then after that, let's just look at our meals. Let's say it's 8 in the morning. Let's say it's 12. And then let's say it's 5:30 at night, somewhere around there. All right. So between 8 and 12, do you really need a snack? I would say that if your goal is weight loss, the answer is no. Now, if you do want to lose weight and you're eating around 11:30, 12, and you're not eating until 6, that's 6 hours. Some people may have a real craving, a legitimate craving, we'll talk about that in a moment, for some food mid-afternoon. Now, we have to be careful because diets are made or broken with snacking, and that's what you eat post-dinner. That's literally where my diet will go sideways or anyone else's. So what we really need to look at is, okay, what are the total calories you can eat in a day? Do you want to eat those over 3 meals? Or do you want to do 3 meals and then carve out a few hundred calories, probably a couple hundred calories for mid-afternoon? Most people do not need a snack mid-morning or mid-afternoon. Now, I've written many diet plans that have them, but people are also eating smaller portions 5 times a day. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and it works really well as well. And that will be fine. But what I like to do for blood sugar balance, for overall longevity, autophagy, etc., is get in that 14-hour fast, maybe a little bit longer if needed, and then we work our meals around that. But if you are one of those individuals that just say, I do better with a snack, let's look at it. Should it be mid-morning or mid-afternoon? Because I don't necessarily believe that. I believe in both of those. And then one more caveat. Are you really hungry, or are you simply bored, anxious, or looking to spend your time doing something else like eating? There's one other reason. You could be dehydrated. So what I like to do first is I like to hydrate about an hour before your typical snack craving time would be. So how can we hydrate first? Easy, simple. Pick your favorite herbal tea. Passion flower, iced passion flower, one of my favorites. Like, it's a great one, very delicious. Actually, hibiscus is probably my ultimate favorite in the summer. You could even add a little bit of sparkling mineral water if you wanted to it. Do it with a little bit of ice since it's away from food if you choose to. You don't have to. I know some people don't like to do that for their digestive system. Totally get it. Hot or cold or room temperature. But herbal-based tea, 0 calories, absolutely delicious. Squeeze a lime in there for even more electrolytes and flavor. One of my favorites. Hibiscus, lime, delicious. A little sparkling water if you want to make it extra fancy. All right. The second thought is this. You might want to just do an electrolyte drink. There are some delicious flavored electrolyte drinks out there. I might just do a pre-workout, an hour or so before, which is just, it's one that we'll be debuting in just a little bit. Look for that in July. And it's not a pre-workout like energy-based drink. This is like an anti-aging mitochondrial fuel drink, but it has a delicious flavor. You might have a favorite electrolyte right now. It's basically 0 calories, just gives you your sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium in there. And you shake it up. It's got a little bit of a get up and go since it has your electrolytes, has some natural stevia or lohan or monk fruit sweetener. Easy. You could do that. All right. And then the last one would be, and again, it just depends on the individual, a little bit of ACV in water. Apple cider vinegar, some people like the taste of it. Not the biggest fan, but it can be really healthy for you and also blood sugar wise as well. So those are just a couple thoughts. My other one that a lot of clients do like is a water bottle, and you just throw some cut up fruit in it. You're not drinking the fruit, but it's flavoring the water. They even make water bottles where it has an infuser in the middle. You can put in berries or strawberries. Some people like strawberry and mint or cucumber and mint. Put those together. Could be really delicious. So flavored water with natural fruit. It's not fruit juice. You're not drinking fruit juice. You're just putting in the fruit, and it's absorbing a little bit of that over the course of the day. All right. So the first thing you want to do is hydrate. Let's just say we're going to stick with our plan, 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then we're going to say your snack is at, let's say 3:30, 4 p.m. All right. So around 2:30, 3, we're going to do this hydration drink. You're going to drink, I've got a mason jar right here and here, right? This is actually some green juice, daily fruit and vegetable blend, but I'll drink this mid-afternoon to also curb my appetite, right? So this is a 16-ounce mason jar, and I'll probably fill this up 12 ounces of the way, right? So I've got a 12-ounce drink that I'm going to hydrate with. Has some flavor, very little calories. Sure, you could use daily fruit and vegetable blend if you want to do what I do as well. All right. So now let's get to the food. What can we do for food? I want you to think of this. I want you to think 200 calories or less. We're not doing anything major here. We're satisfying a little craving, and we're just getting us through a couple hours to the next meal. That's it. Just a little short fuel that we can use, not turn to body fat, right? Not go excess calories, but just fuel the machine, which is your body. All right. A lot of people, the thing is to use beef jerky or hard-boiled eggs or a lot of these heavier protein-based foods. I'm not an advocate of those. I'm really not. It's not that they won't keep your blood sugar level and all that. It's just that there's a lot of digestion that has to take place. So unless you have like one of the world's most robust digestive systems, which again, if you're looking to lose 20, 30 plus pounds, probably not the case, then these are going to be in your stomach when you're trying to digest dinner in a couple hours from now. Not ideal, not ideal for health. So what you're really looking for is something a little bit simpler, easier to digest. If you want to go a little bit higher protein, then you could look at a goat or a sheep-based yogurt. No sugar added, just plain. You could add a couple berries if you want to the top, no problem with that. Add a little cinnamon, and that it can be delicious. A couple drops of stevia if you wanted to, and you could use that as your snack. You could even throw some chia seeds on top if you wanted to add a little bit of thickness. But again, we're trying to keep this 200, 250 calories. That's it. Because we are subtracting those calories. The calories really do count, right? So we need to subtract them from probably our dinner meal or one of the other meals, but that can be really satisfying for a lot of individuals. I also like to turn to just some carrots and celery. I know it's super boring, right? But we just get some veggies in there. They're raw and they're going to have crunch to them. A lot of people, they want the crunch and the texture, and it takes a while to eat celery and carrots. So you could add a little bit of hummus to that. Very simple, right? Chickpea-based dip. Not a lot. Again, we're talking about just maybe a tablespoon or two of hummus that you're eating with a handful of carrots and celery. This isn't a meal. This is a small snack. Our meals are breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is just a snack. Satisfy it. You're going to have your liquid already previous to the snack, and you're just doing this as a little bit of your craving. You can also dip the celery and or carrot sticks in some nut butter. And that's so like, yes, I would always prefer, of course, raw walnuts or raw macadamia nut, whatever first, but it could be a good second choice of some raw nut butter and just, again, a tablespoon or so. Why? Because it's going to be higher in calories, right? So you're really only getting about a tablespoon or so of that along with your veggies. But again, a nice snack. Some people like to do a half an avocado sliced with a little sea salt on top. I'm not one of those individuals, but some people enjoy that. And that could be a healthy fat, good monounsaturated fats. We're keeping blood sugar level with all of these things, by the way. Everything is staying nice and stable and fairly easy to digest. The next one is just a handful of nuts. So you make your own little trail mix. You maybe add one Brazil nut, couple macadamia, one walnut, like whatever you want. Or they make these prepackaged. You can certainly do that as well. And that could be a good one. You could almost eat unlimited cucumber slices and things of that nature. So like you can eat a good amount. But again, we're not trying to make you overly full or bloated, just a small healthy snack. People like sliced orange peppers with a little bit of guacamole. Again, you can go back to the celery sticks in that or carrot sticks with a little bit of guacamole. That could be great as well. Handful of blueberries. That's what I'll often do. Like literally with this green juice right here, daily fruit and vegetable blends, like, I don't know, like 30 calories or so. And then if I do a handful of blueberries, a big handful, I might get 17 carbs out of that. So when I multiply, let's just say it's 20 times 4 is 80 and 30 is about 110, right? So it's like, it's not going to be that much. So really what I'm looking for you to do is just say, what category do you fall into? Do you want something more creamy, like a goat or sheep-based yogurt that you could add maybe a little chia seeds, a couple berries on top, a little bit of cinnamon, make it, doesn't have to be that it doesn't have to taste great. It can taste great, right? Like definitely do that. Or do we want to do some nut butter and veggies or just a handful of nuts on their own to satisfy you? What else? A little bit of berries and avocado, or turn the avocado into some smashed guacamole and use that with some veggies as well. Cucumber slices, as I said before, 93+% water. It's basically all water. And so you can certainly do cucumber slices with that. Cucumber slices with a little bit of sea salt. A lot of people enjoy. So I can get you some of those electrolytes too. Again, don't go overboard, but just something to eat between that meal. So again, this has to be a couple hours before dinner and 3 hours post lunch. So there's not a big window. Why? Your lunch should be a good size meal to keep you satiated. Probably 30 plus grams of protein for most people and at least 10 to 12 grams of fiber. You're going to stay satiated. Like that's going to be a decent meal. So that's why you may not need a snack, but if you do, these are healthy things to reach for. Now, you need to give yourself at least three hours post lunch. So that's about 3 o'clock. And if your dinner's at 6, well, you've got a window between basically 3 and 4, right? So let's call it 3:30 to 4. That might be the nice window for you to have your herbal tea first, your electrolytes first, whatever it might be. And then you've got this little snack if you still need it. Now, again, you may not need it after you hydrate. And once you hydrate, you'll actually see, is this true hunger or not? All right, hopefully this was helpful here today. Would love to hear your thoughts, your comments, or maybe even one of your favorite healthy snacks. You can leave it in the comments below. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing rest of the day. And of course, share the show with anyone you believe it could serve. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.